Ever wondered, how hard is it to get successful without a degree and with a little grasp of a language foreign to you? Today is the story Do-won Chang and his wife Jin-suk, who were American immigrants that turned billionaires. They immigrated to U.S. from South Korea in 1981 amid bad times in their home country. Martial law had been lifted that year, following the assassination of military dictator Park Chung-hee. At the time, South Korea weren't living as well. The opportunities were really narrow. Today Do-won, 57, and Jin-suk, 60, employ 43,000 people in 790 stores in 48 countries via fast fashion phenomenon Forever 21, which now has $4.4 billion in sales. That's enough for the married couple to land a spot on the Forbes 400 list of wealthiest Americans, with a combined net worth of $3 billion. The struggles from a new life in Los Angeles to becoming a billionaire began with 19-hour hard work days. The couple had flown into Los Angeles airport after a short stop in Hawaii, where they spent less than a day securing a green card for themselves together with Do-won's parents. They arrived in Los Angeles, where his sister lived, on a Saturday. Do-won, just 22, wasted no time. He looked at the classified section for jobs, landed an interview with a local coffee shop. Monday morning he was washing dishes and prepping meals in the coffee shop's kitchen. I was making minimum wage, around $3 an hour. It wasn't enough to get by, he remembered. Not enough for daily needs. He tacked on 8 more hours at a gas station. To supplement his income even further, he started a small office cleaning business that kept him busy until midnight. Jin-suk, 25, on the other hand, worked as a hairdresser, a skill she learned back home. I had dreamed of coming to the U.S. since I was in the 6th grade. My parents had visited and I would always say next month, Do-won said. A decade later he realized that dream, but not before getting married, something he felt would help him transition to new life in a foreign country. He was set up by friends who had introduced him to Jin-suk, a common tradition in Korea. It wasn't a strict arrangement, but we agreed to meet, not just to date but with the purpose of getting married, explained Do-won, a devout Christian, who, with her wife, still goes to early morning prayer at a local church nearly every day. Not too soon after, the newlyweds traveled across the Pacific. Even now, but especially at that time, there were many opportunities in America. There were a lot of people chasing the American dream. He told in an interview in Korean. One day, while pumping gas, Do-won noticed the men in the garment industry drove the nicest cars. I asked these drivers, "What is it that you do for a living?" He was inspired to take a job at a clothing store, where he was determined to learn the ropes. I treated it like it was my own business and the boss really liked me, he recalled. After 3 years in the U.S., the couple managed to save $11,000. In 1984, they opened a 900-square-foot apparel store called Fashion 21 in downtown Los Angeles. Do-won says the previous shop owner, who also sold clothes, brought in $30,000 in annual sales. Fashion 21 hit $700,000 in its first year by capitalizing on wholesale closeouts, acquiring merchandise directly from manufacturers at heavily discounted prices. The business did so well that the couple opened a new store every 6 months, the modest beginning of today's fast fashion Forever 21. Do-won Chang is feeling the blessing. I came here with almost nothing and I'll always have a grateful heart toward America for the opportunities that it's provided me. And I wanted to pay it forward, he said. During the financial crisis of 2008, armed with strong cash flow from his privately held company, he says he opened more stores and aimed to create 7,000 jobs within a year. At an annual prayer meeting with office employees, He said he announced plans to focus not only on sales and profit but on increasing jobs. Do-won claims to have met that goal. But after years of growth and ambitious expansion, it appears that the company is facing some fallback. Amid stiff competition from online retailers, the chain has closed or downsized some of its larger stores in the past year. Sales in 2015 were flat over the previous year. Do-won acknowledged the hurdles but is still optimistic. The garment industry right now isn't easy. Traffic in malls has decreased with the proliferation of online sales. But we've prepared for e-commerce for quite some time now. With our aggressive expansion into international markets, we did struggle a bit, but we're positioned to overcome that this year. In 2016, Forever 21 was reportedly late to pay some vendors. Meanwhile, a shipping company that delivered clothes to Forever 21 scrapped an exclusive contract to cover 171 stores, citing a nearly 50% drop in business from the retailer from the same time a year ago. Do-won maintained that business is doing well. Even though with a fortune that has dropped in recent years, Do-won insists that family matters more than any other measurement of success. When asked about what the American dream means, he responded, "For me, family is the most important." When people talk about the American dream, they are talking about a better life. However, if the business is doing well but your family is broken, that isn't quite success to me. The business remains a family affair. His two Ivy League-educated daughters, Linda and Esther, along with nieces, also work in the company. So we see in this beautiful thing called life, opportunities are limitless if we strive to believe and do. Who could even think that even without nothing, starting from barely scratch, they have done it? I hope we have learned something from Do-won and Jin Suk's story. Thank you and stay motivated.